lunch, and he, you know how when he gets a little randy, he said, I gotta talk to you. What's the matter? He said, you gotta take some money. What do you mean I gotta take some money? He said, yeah, Pat will be pissed if you don't take it. And I said, there's no debits and credits in this relationship, my boy. What are you talking about? And he said, no, really, I'm serious about this. I said, well, I'm serious about it too. And I said, how much you got? He said, $70. I said, damn, that's a lot of money. And I said, all right, let's do this. You're up here 4 days, $15 a day, that's 60. 5 up, 5 back, that's 70. So give it all to me or give none of it to me. He said, hell, she'll figure it out. And then, of course, the Delaware game, that's his most famous story. As we got closer and closer and closer, by the way, I still haven't ever beaten Delaware, but in Delaware, but that's another story. So anyway, he was really part of the gang by then. He was really one of the boys, and he was great with inspiration, as people were saying. And so anyway, he says he wanted to be in charge of timeouts. All right, I didn't pay that close attention to myself, really, but he said, you should let me do this. I don't know, this is no nonsense here, pal. This is the real deal. And no, I got it. Okay. So we played Delaware, we're playing the hell out of them, and they were really good. And we were down 3 with about 9 seconds to go, and we took a timeout. And so we sat, we talked about the timeout, and he was right near me. And all of a sudden, I wanted to say, I wasn't finished. I said, do we have any more? We have another timeout? And he went, yeah. I said, okay, well, we didn't. So he guessed wrong. But anyway, so now it's terrible. I mean, everybody's pissed and sad, and and he was even a little bit upset, but I said to him, hey, we're just trying to get ourselves recollected, and I was kind of pissed at him, I really was. I said, I knew you couldn't walk, but I thought you could count, for Christ's sake. And he said, now he's starting to move toward the door. He's got one of his siblings with him. I don't know which one it was, but he's moving toward the door. I said, hey, where are you going? And he said, I got Temple and Penn at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my God. He wasn't and the other was, he was with us the whole way. My first year, second year, I guess, we were 3-25. And he came up for the weekend against, we were playing New Hampshire. Like, you can't lose to New Hampshire, okay? It's impossible. And so we lost to New Hampshire. And he was so torn up about it. And that's when I realized how passionate he was, what a passionate guy. And I walked over to him, and I kind of put my arm around him, and I said, are you all right? And he said, I feel so sorry for you. I knew he did. Absolutely, I knew he did. And I just turned right to my team and I said, hey, any guys have any trouble getting out of bed this morning? Huh? Anybody? Well, this guy did. He don't get in or get out unless somebody takes him. And you lose to New Hampshire, for Christ's sake. So then at the end, one more to Philly, so we got to tell the Philly story. Me, him, and Donnie went to see the Phillies play. And we were in left field. And I remember Barry Bonds was playing for the Giants, and he was playing left field. And we were in, who comes in but two, and I don't want to be stereotypical here, but two like South Philly guys, all chained up and hairs all buffed up, and they were who they were. And so all of a sudden, about the third inning, our boy's working on a sandwich, and all of a sudden, he has to sneeze. And he blew up the stuff. I swear to God. He blew him up. And the guy had his hair all stuck. It got stuck in his hair. He can't move. Everybody in the same place, right? So now this guy is pissed. He turns around and he looks at our boy. And then he just looks again, and he just went, sorry. But the final one was when, like I said, he was with us from the beginning to the end. He was there at 3-24, and he was there at the good times at the end, and he was always so wonderful And so at the end, he couldn't get up to the game. We played a championship game on Saturday morning, and it was kind of a crazy time, and he couldn't get a flight or whatever it was. So I had a booster, a really good guy, and I coached a couple of his kids. I said, listen, dude, can you do me one? And I was quitting. This was the end for me. I said, can I give you one favor? And he said, what's that? I said, my boy D. Jules. And by the way, nobody knew his name was Chris. He was D. Jules. But anyway, I said, my boy D. Jules, we got to have him here. You know? And he said, all right. That's all he said. The next thing I know, I see the news that he got there. There were 2 TV stations that greeted him. And so he comes in, we win the game, party, well, wonderful, couldn't be better. And the next morning, he's going back. So I'm thinking to myself, but what does it cost to rent a plane from Philly to Berlin? Got to be $10,000, right? 15? I don't know. So anyway, he goes back, and we all wait for a show to come out, see who's going where. And I don't know exactly where St. Joe was going, but they were going somewhere. And so I said to him, my boy, you gonna go with St. Joe? He said, yeah, commercial. So the last thing I'd like to say is I only know 2 things about heaven. 2. 1, there ain't a damn wheelchair within 1,000 miles of that place. And second, there's a lot of good-looking girls. You travel softly, my man. This is all first for you. So take a long check and make sure you get everything out. And we'll be down here rooting for you and feeling sorry for us. We're not having you. Thank you very much.